us now live. Air Marshal Ahluwalia, let me draw you into the discussion now. You can, of course, react to some of what Captain Steve also stated from the United States a short while back on his inferences. And your view, Air Marshal Ahluwalia, when you saw those videos and you prima facie learnt of what happened, what do you believe went wrong?
I think my inferences are tallying with the captain who came on board just now and what he indicated. I don't wish to go through the rest of the indications and eliminate them one by one. That has already been done many times over. I'd only like to say one or two things here. Firstly, of course, that at the crash site, the condition of the engines would indicate as to whether they were running at full bore or not, because they were at the climb, in the climb attitude, climb configuration. And the flaps, what position they were, that would also be indicated very clearly from the crashed aircraft, whether the slats and the flaps. So coming to the same inference, it seems to be, looking at the videos that are available, that the aircraft had a very fair and correct liftoff. Immediately after liftoff, 100, 150, 200 feet maximum, the undercarriage should have gone up. That did not happen. The aircraft continued to climb till about 600 odd feet, and yet the undercarriage was down. Very unusual. The flaps actually were down, which should have been down, were up, or at least seem to have been up. And if the flaps were in the takeoff position, along with the slats, and they had been pulled up, retracted, then the airframe would have been in a difficult situation. For instance, you're already very near the stalling speed, because that's the time you have just taken off. You're in a configuration that is very heavy, with the undercarriage down, the flaps down, etc. If the flaps are pushed up at that stage, the stalling speed will increase. And if the stalling speed increases, then what happens is that the aircraft at this point in time, with the lift going reducing, the aircraft would go into a mush. Number one, and that's what seemed to happen to the airframe. The nose seems to be going up, the aircraft seems to be going down. So that's a clear indication that the aircraft is in a difficult position, a position which is at the maximum lift and with the highest drag undercarriage down. Now, if that be the situation, something has happened to create this. And it's very obvious that it would be the flaps. And if the flaps had been lifted, there would be this mush, and the aircraft would tend to sink a little. Furthermore,
yes,
with the electronic flying control system, if that has come into play, which actually sometimes it does, if you're coming to the stalling angle, stalling speed, then the aircraft nose will be pushed downwards. And if it is pushed downwards, thanks to the electronic flying control system, the pilot would want to push it back, pull back, and lift the nose. That seems to have happened. The nose will not come up. You need altitude, you need height to be able to overcome that situation. That was unfortunately not available to the pilots. Now, that seems to be an inference. It will be categorically clear once the black box the interpretation from the black box comes out. But I agree with the captain there that it seems to be the case from all the visuals that are available.
Okay.
May not be accurate, may not be correct. The black box will tell you the truth.
Yes. Okay. And that's been recovered, which is